of other downsides. How do you feel about that?
I still support it because I feel like abortion is murder because a fetus is like the developing or like the beginning of development human development, and it's has a potential to be a human being, and it's taking the rights away from that. That's
Yeah,
just
no,
my
that
stance.
makes total sense to me, man. The big beautiful bill is good because abortion is murder. So, you said that it's on track to be a human being. So you think it's like wrong and murder to kill things that will be human in the future?
Yeah, I
Okay,
do.
so I mean, my sperm could be a human in the future. So would you say that ejaculation is genocide?
Ejaculation is no, it's not.
Wait, why? Because it could be on track to be a human in the future.
You can still. It don't matter if you ejaculate. You still have a baby in the future.
Like I meant masturbation.
Yeah, masturbation. Yeah,
Okay, but we're
sperm. Yeah,
killing a bunch of things that might be a human in the future. I thought that your standard for murder was killing things that might be human in the future.
So I don't ejaculate. So I mean, yeah, I can't control that though.
You can't control. I,
Exactly. That's why we should.
Wait, so my question
Porn.
was,
We're not.
My question was, is ejaculation genocide because it is the case that you think it's murder to kill things that might be human in the future, and then you respond to that by saying you can't control that. I think that people can control that.
No, I can't. No, I can't control like what other people or that other people do that.
Oh, you're just saying that you don't personally do it, but you can't control what other people do. Why don't you hold that same standard as it relates to abortion? You sure as hell don't have a uterus. You can't personally get one, but you just can't control what other people do.
Okay, yeah, but that's why we should ban pornography.
I don't even know where that one came from. I'm honestly lost. So you give the argument that abortion is murder because a fetus might be a human in the future. I bring up the counter response of saying, well, ejaculation would be genocide under your view because you'd be killing things that might be human in the future. And then you're like, well, I don't personally do that, and I'm not going to control the bodies of other people. Then I'm like, why don't you hold that same standard as it relates to a woman getting an abortion? Then you're like, we need to ban corn. We are all over the place, man. Let's just clean it up a little bit. Just with a yes or no, is ejaculation genocide because you are murdering a bunch of things that might be human in the future?
Yeah, if it's like eliminating sperms, then yeah, it is.
Would you say it's okay to like literally sentence people to death for genocide?
Well, yeah, but not in that particular
Yes.
case.
So if you think it's okay, like like a genocide of like 400 trillion like valuable lives. So you think it's okay to like sentence men to death for doing the deed?
Bro, that's different though.
How?
Ejaculating
Wait. If it's different, okay. Well
or
then,
ejaculating and doing something like what, like example Hitler did. That's two different views. Like that's
okay.
come
Well
on,
then, it's
dude.
not genocide, right?
Oh my gosh, bro.
Then the obvious
If it's
response here should
killing,
be that it's not genocide. Then correct?
yeah, but it's not a
Okay. So
law.
so you've now affirmed that it's not genocide.
Ejaculate,
So now you've
masturbation
affirmed
is
one
not a
moment.
law.
So now
Masturbation is not a law.
well, we don't use
It's
laws to constitute what is or isn't genocide. It wasn't a law that what happened to Jewish individuals in Germany was genocide in Germany. No, but if you're now going to say those two situations are different, welcome to reality. I think anybody with a brain can reason that doing the deed is a little different than committing genocide. And B, well, if you don't think it's genocide, then you can't say that it is murder to individually kill the individual sperm cells that might be human in the future. And if it's not murder to kill a sperm cell, even though it might be a human in the future, under your view, why would it be murder to kill a fetus, even though you think fetuses, quote unquote, might be human in the future?
okay, but a fetus is okay. So it's pregnancy, right? So if a woman has a fetus, that means she's pregnant, right?
Congratulations, that is right.
Okay. Jerking off and or sorry, ejaculating and eliminating sperms. Yeah, that's a different story
Okay.
than being
Well,
pregnant.
so why is that different? Because under your view, you said it's murder to kill the fetus because it might be human in the future, and like that is, I guess, one thing that would be true under your
Because a
view of the fetus
fetus is
and
being
both sperm cell. What's the difference given your view?
because a fetus is a stage of human development, so it's a human.
What I
Okay.
thought would, but when you joined the conversation, you said that it would be a human in
Oh,
the
so is a
future,
sperm a human? Is a
and
sperm
now
a
you're
human?
saying that it is a human now. So which one is it? Is a
Is
fetus
it is a
already a
sperm a
human?
human?
No, we need to clear up your view because once again, the very first thing that you said when you joined the live is that it would be human in the future, implying that a fetus is not a human now. But now you're saying it is a human now. So which one is it?
No, I said a fetus is a human.
Okay, so now you've updated your view.
A
You've
sperm
changed
isn't.
it.
A sperm isn't.
So now you've changed your view into saying that a fetus is a human. So are you saying
Yeah.
that it's wrong to kill the fetus because it is a human?
Yeah, it's wrong.
Okay, so it's always wrong to kill humans?
Yeah, it is, of course.
Oh, okay. All right. And it's always murder to kill humans too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if I'm a doctor in a hospital and I oversee the brain dead unit and there's a brain dead adult male who is still technically biologically alive and human, if I pull the plug on them, I'm a murderer because I killed an alive human?
That's a problem I have. That's a good point though too. I agree with you. That's a really good point.
So if you agree with me that that's not murder, now you've contradicted
I think you should let them die like
the
naturally.
the ideological basis of your claim.
Yeah, I think we should let them die naturally.
So if you do pull the plug on a brain dead patient in a hospital and you're a doctor, you're a murderer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, some of these doctors have pulled the plugs on like 100 brain dead patients. Would you say they're worse than Bundy?
Then Bundy.
Yeah, just like serial, like mass serial murderers.
I wouldn't say the worst.
Come on, why? They've apparently serial killed like 100 people, if not more.
Yeah, but like Bundy did it purposely. It was intentional.
Well, they're intentionally pulling the plug on those dead.
So wait,
patients.
what about the?
So I have a question.
So,
Do you think it's okay to like sentence like mass serial killers to death?
Yeah, I do.
So you'd
believe
say
in the
for like
death
it'd be
penalty.
okay to like send the average doctor that works in a brain dead unit to death because they're mass serial killers.
Yeah, but like the
Did you
parent
just say
or the
yes?
no, the parents. So like yeah, so you know how the doctor has to have permission to pull the plug.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, that's not their fault.
So now you're saying that the family aided and abetted in the serial killing.
Yeah, well,
so
what, don't they?
under your
What
view,
about
would it be
them?
justified to sentence both the doctors and the families that instructed these doctors to pull the plug to death?
Yeah, but I mean, it's murder, but like it's for a reasonable cause.
It's for a reasonable cause. So now we could murder for a
Yes.
reasonable cause?
Yeah, if they're brain dead, yeah.
Oh, okay. So why is brain death a reasonable cause to murder? It kind of just sounds like you're throwing your original principle
Because
that
they're
it's always murder to kill a human that's alive out the window.
because they're not. That's different though than a fetus. Okay, look, a fetus has a potential, right, to live. Right? A brain dead
When you say
person. A brain
potential
dead
to
person
live,
doesn't.
do you mean a
Yeah,
potential
to live a life,
When you say a
to
potential
be conscious,
to be
to be conscious.
there, that's what you
Yeah, a
mean.
brain dead person doesn't. Okay, they
So
can't
you
talk.
truly value consciousness.
Yes.
Okay, well, if you truly value consciousness, then you shouldn't value a fetus until 20 through 24 weeks because that's the point in the pregnancy where the fetus gains an ability to deploy any level of consciousness.
Yeah, but they had to have a chance to have or be conscious. A dead brain
Yeah,
person
I don't think
doesn't.
that's valuable though. Like I don't think
They
that
they don't though. They don't. They can't. They're brain dead. That means they can't.
I
move.
agree with you that a fetus has a chance to be conscious in the future. I just don't think that we value that. Like let me give you an example here. Whenever we grant rights, okay, based upon a trait, we're only doing so because that trait currently exists. Like think about it. Like we don't say that 10-year-olds should have the ability to consent to sex because they have the potential to be 18 in the future. No, you actually have to be 18 in order to get that right. We don't tell 18-year-olds
Yeah.
that they should have the right to buy alcohol because they might be 21 in the future. No, you actually have to be 21 in order to be granted that right. So I don't think we should grant a fetus the right to life because they might be conscious in the future. They should actually be
Yes.
conscious first in order to be granted that right.
Can I ask you a question?
That's fine.
So you were a fetus once, right? How would you feel if your mother like aborted you?
Oh,
How would you feel?
Well, I wouldn't feel because I would have been aborted. But I understand your
Well, I know,
question
like,
nonetheless.
yeah,
In
yeah.
retrospect, I would be very, very sad, right? That sucks so bad. And if that's why it should be illegal, I'm going to ask you a gotcha question. I also wouldn't be here today if my dad pulled out. Does that mean it also should have been illegal for my dad to pull out?
To be illegal to no.
So it seems like action shouldn't be illegal in virtue of the fact that if they occurred, I wouldn't be here today.
I mean, that's their decision, but still.
So then it should be the decision of the woman or girl to get an abortion. Come on.
Yeah, but okay. So if abortion is different than your dad pulling out because you were a fetus.
Not in the relevant sense of it being an action that, if committed, would mean I wouldn't be here today. And that was the premise of your question.
Okay, so if my dad never had sex with my mom, right? And I wasn't born, that's different. Exactly.
Right. So then, thereby, in accordance with your logic, it should have been illegal for your dad to not have sex with your mom. That's absurd. Yeah. So we can't say just because if you were aborted, you want to be here today, that's good enough reason to ban abortion.
Yeah, but I was a fetus, so once a woman gets pregnant, then yeah, they should not abort.
So then what's relevant? Is it the fact that it's a fetus, or is it the fact that if we killed the fetus, you wouldn't be here today? Because you're throwing two arguments at me and now they're combined.
It's their fault. It's their fault that they got pregnant. If they don't want to have a baby, then yes, that's okay. But if they get pregnant,
I actually disagree. I actually disagree with that. You know, I actually don't think that like women are directly at fault for pregnancy, because you can't consent to the biological processes of pregnancy and or conception.
Wait, so do you think abortion should be illegal?
No, we're not going to move on. I want to finish responding to your claim that it's their fault. I actually think that there's a good explanation for why we shouldn't consider them responsible, even though like I get the intuition that they'd be at fault.
Rape. Rape. Is that what you're going to talk about?
No, not even that. But obviously they want to be at fault for that. But think about it this way. I want to ask you a question. Imagine that you got in your car, okay, knowing that there was some chance that when you were driving to the pizza store, you got T-boned by a drunk driver. Do you think if you were to get T-boned by that drunk driver on your way to the pizza shop, that you would be at fault for that just because you knew that was a risk when you decided to engage in the action of driving?
No.
Right. So then why would we say that a woman would be at fault for pregnancy just because she acknowledged that was a risk when she engaged in the action of sex?
Because she had the choice to have sex.
I mean, you had the choice to hop in your car to go get pizza.
That's two different things.
If you could tell me the difference, I'll concede.
Okay, so it's a woman's fault that they had sex. They had the choice.
Okay, right? Well, that's not a difference because it was your choice to hop in the car to go to the pizza shop. If you could tell me the difference, I'll concede.
Yeah, but guess what? They were drunk and they T-boned you. That's their fault. Okay, that's not your fault.
So it's not your fault because it's something that you couldn't control?
Yeah, it is. If you had sex, and that's your fault.
Well, we're not talking about sex. We're talking about the analogy. You just said it's not your fault because it was the drunk driver that decided to T-bone you. So would the conclusion of that be basically you saying that it's not your fault because you couldn't control it?
I mean, no, not for... Okay, so it's for the driving and stuff, and that's not your... Yeah, you can't control it.
It's not your fault because you can't control it. Okay, do you think that...
But for the sex, you can. But sex, you can.
How?
What do you mean, how? It's called consent.
You can consent to conception occurring? I don't think so. It just
if you agree to have sex with someone, that's your fault.
So you're saying that you can control conception occurring by like engaging or not engaging in sex in the first place.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, well then you could control getting T-boned by that drunk driver by driving or not driving in the first place.
How?
By driving or not driving in the first place.
Yeah, but that's their fault though.
But
it's not your fault.
So even if you still choose to drive, knowing there's a risk of you getting T-boned by a drunk driver, and you do get T-boned by a drunk driver, acknowledging that wouldn't have happened if you didn't choose to drive, it's still not your fault if you get T-boned by that drunk driver. So no. If you choose to engage in sex, okay, acknowledging that there's a risk of conception occurring, if that conception does occur, it's not your fault, even though that conception wouldn't have occurred if you didn't decide to choose to engage in sex.
Dude, okay, so if you go to court, right, who's going to be at fault? You or the drunk driver?
Not you. That's for sure.
The drunk driver,
The
yes.
drunk driver.
Yes. And if you get pregnant, whose fault's that?
I'm arguing in the same way. It's not you.
Exactly. It's a woman's fault because they choose to have sex.
Bruh.
And they risk
Dude,
and they risk to have
I'm
or
sorry.
being pregnant.
This is like third grader logic here that I'm explaining to you.
It's
You keep going back and
because
forth. Okay.
you're making this
Follow
this point.
my words. It's a woman's fault because she chose to have sex, right?
Yes.
It's a driver's fault because they chose to drive, right?
Yeah, well, they drove, yes, but they got T-boned.
So
That's not
therefore
their
it is
fault.
my fault if I get T-boned by a drunk driver because I chose to drive.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay, so then just choosing to do an action that
I mean,
runs a
yeah,
risk.
if you stayed,
Listen. So all that we're learning here, when you tell us it's not the fault of a driver, if they were to get T-boned by a drunk driver, and out of virtue of the fact that they chose to drive in the first place, acknowledging that was a risk, well, then we can't say that choosing to engage in an action that runs the risk of a particular outcome is going to be your fault if that outcome occurs, given that you can't control that outcome occurring once you're already engaged in the original action. So this logic would explain why you don't think it's a driver's fault if they were to choose to drive, acknowledging that there's a risk of them getting T-boned. But another conclusion of this logic would be it's not the woman's fault if she chooses to engage in sex, acknowledging that there's a risk of conception occurring. And I mean, what I just gave you was a very clear explanation on how your logic, as it would apply in the driving hypothetical, would also apply to women engaging in sex. Now, I know that you're going to ignore everything I just said, and you're going to go right back to calling, or more so to saying that it's the woman's fault for choosing to engage in sex in the first place. So
That's a
instead of
stupid
going right
analogy.
back to your original claim, I want you to actually think and consider and ponder the analogy I just gave you and how I was able to very clearly describe how, logically speaking, this means that it isn't the fault of a woman when she gets pregnant just because she chooses to engage in sex in the first place.
Okay, so if I had to go to work, which I have to, which is part of a living, and I get T-boned, that's my fault. That's my fault, right?
Well, we'd say that it's
Because
not
I have to
your
go to
fault.
work. Exactly, that's stupid. If you have sex with someone, that's your. How is that not your fault? It's your.
It's your choice. See, everybody, I explained to him the logic and how it relates. And then I even said, well, after I finish, he's going to go right back to his original claim. And he did. I knew, I predicted exactly what he was going to do. It's because the low IQ is so predictable. He didn't even listen to my logical explanation there. He didn't listen to how I even said that I knew he was going to go right back to saying that it's the woman's fault because she chose to engage in sex in the first place. And he didn't listen to the re-explanation on how that's illogical because you could have just simply chosen not to drove to.
Wait, hold on. It's the man's fault for getting the lady pregnant? No, the lady actually had a choice.
Well, now we're getting even more in the weeds. Do you think men don't
No, I'm talking
choose
about
to
the
engage
comments.
in sex?
I'm talking about the comments. They're delusional.
So when you engage in sex, you don't have a choice?
Oh, you do have a choice.
You wouldn't know any. Okay, so then the man also has
You can refuse. You can refuse.
Right, so you have a choice. So if you don't refuse, and you choose to engage in sex in accordance with your view, it'd be both the fault of the man and the woman.
Yeah, both, yeah.
Great. Now, respond to my argument to show you that it's actually the fault of neither of them if conception specifically occurs.
I mean, yeah.
Ah, okay. Thank you for the concession, man. So now that you understand it's not the fault of a woman that pregnancy occurred, as it's a biological process that you can't consent to occurring, similar to getting T-boned by said drunk driver, it would defeat your argument.
No, it wouldn't, buddy, because, look, you didn't know that.
Your argument was literally that abortion should be banned because it was the fault of... You can't make this up.
Let me explain something.
No, please do.
Okay, if you have intercourse with someone, right, you know the outcome, pregnancy. You don't know the outcome if you're driving.
Well, I mean, considering that both would be some low risk associated with the action, you could acknowledge the potential of the outcome in both scenarios.
So who has a better chance of the consequence? A woman or a man and a woman having sex, and the woman ended up getting pregnant, or the driver getting T-boned by a drunk driver.
Well, for our analogy, we'd be assuming that they'd be the same chance. So maybe it's like a woman with an IUD that would significantly reduce her chance of of getting pregnant, so it's more comparable to the chance of getting T-boned by a drunk driver.
Do you want to talk about transgender?
Dude. Holy shit! This is gonna be a long day, everybody. Don't even get me started.
No,
Here,
because
real
that's
quick.
no,
I
actually,
gotta thank a couple people here. Yo, Christian, my man, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal with the very first donation of the stream, y'all. Can we please get 1,000 Christian W's for the $100 donation over on PayPal, man? Thank you so much, everybody. Show some love to Christian down below in that chat right the hell now. Thank you. Then also Max with the $5 say, dude, can you put date stamps on your news videos? Today, one of your Iran war videos came up on my FYP and threw me into a huge panic attack. Not blaming you whatsoever, but it'd be nice to have a clear date stamp on the video. You know what, Max? That is very fair. I'll start doing that from now on. Thank you so much for the suggestion. As well as Chloe 1 minute ago with the $25 over on Venmo. Let's get 250 Chloe W's down below that chat. Chloe says, guess like this are why I'm transitioning from corporate marketing to helping dim campaigns with digital strategy. Thank you for all that you do in order to educate. Thank you for the love, Chloe. Yeah, this guy, you know, he's someone we should talk to, right? No, but if you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my VENMO and the PP and the LINK tree and the BIO. I'm not sure if I could say it on live because I get flagged for it, but you know, you're picking up on what I'm putting down. I get 100% of the proceeds over there. They go straight to me, and I'll give you a shout out and read out any and all attached messages. But all right, user, go ahead and carry on. What do you want to debate about next? Why do you support Trump?
Transgender.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
It's like transgender. That's one part.
So transgender is like, are you
Should be
using?
illegal because
so
Kamala.
that's like a singular like word there. Are you using like transgender individuals? Is that what you mean to say?
Both. Yeah, so I feel like talking about both male and female.
And why the hell are we talking about trans people? I mean, no, just like genuinely, why the fuck are we talking about trans people? They account for 0.5% of the population. They've never hurt, harm, or affected you in any way negative. And apparently you're going to use them to vote for the fascists? Come on, man. That's outrageous.
Well,
like,
let me
instead
explain.
of you wanting to talk about the bill on the floor of the House right now, that is going to be the most expensive bill in American history, costing our government $4 trillion, while excommunicating 11 million people off of food stamps, 17 million people off of Medicaid, and increasing healthcare premiums for the average middle-class American by $26,000 per year, while reducing the after-tax income for the bottom 80% of income earners in this country. You don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about trans people.
Yes, because it does have an effect. So do you feel like a man that transitioned into or that identifies as a woman should play in a woman's sport?
Oh my God. So wow. Yeah. So trans people are truly just more destructive to this country than I. Okay. So, I mean, I think it's okay for T women to compete in women's sports, given that they've undergone a sufficient amount of hormone replacement therapy, where they don't possess an unfair biological advantage over their cis women counterparts due to the fact that they're male. But I want to ask you, do you think that we should keep trans women out of women's sports, women's bathrooms, women's changing rooms, etc.?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. And you would say that's really important to do because you care so much about women's rights, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So what? So imagine that it wasn't a trans woman, but it was like a man, like you or me, right? That walked into a woman's restroom to look at naked teenagers. What do you think should be done to that man?
He should have consequences, but like go to jail.
Go to jail? Okay. What if a man did that, then ran for a public office like the presidency? Would you ever vote for them?
No, probably not.
Probably not. I'm gonna need a more definitive answer.
Yeah, no. It's like no.
You definitely wouldn't.
No.
Okay, so this isn't something Trump has done. I'll preface that this is just a hypothetical because I want to.
What's Trump? Wait, what's Trump done?
Well, he's done a lot, but he hasn't done this. This is just a hypothetical.
Okay.
So hypothetically, if Donald Trump did this, would you still support Trump?
Probably no.
Probably not. Okay, hypothetically, if Donald Trump did this, I think that you would still support him.
Why?
Why? Because I don't know, you're a hypocrite and you're kind of a cult member.
I'm a cult member.
Well, tell me I'm
not a MAGA.
Okay.
I'm a Republican.
Okay, so then you would agree that you would be a cult member if you knew Donald Trump did this and still decided to support him, right?
I would not support him.
I know, but if you did still decide to support him, even if you knew he did this, you would be a cult member, right?
Yeah, I would.
Couldn't that be construed, however, as Conflict?
Yes.
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And,
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting.
Right,
I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Okay, you have two options. Either admit that you're no longer a Trump supporter or self-identify as a member of a cult.
The third option is I'm a Republican, and Trump didn't do any of those things. So,
Wait.
what makes you think that? What's he done? What's he done? What's he done wrong?
The clip we just listened to, that was Trump talking
Yeah, exactly.
about how he's done those things.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure, he's not telling the truth. He would not risk his job.
He's not telling the truth? Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
he's lying.
why would
Why
he
would he risk his job?
Why
would
would
he risk his job?
Why would he lie about himself being a pervert?
Why would he lie? Because why would he? Explain. Why would he not lie?
Why would he not lie?
Yes.
Because he's describing something he's done. Because he's telling the truth.
Oh yeah. So you would say that he's a pervert just to lose his job.
Because of the clip we just all listened to where he admitted to openly perving on naked underage teenage girls. Yeah.
Okay, but does that
So
mean he's?
I want to.
truth?
I just want to I just want to go ahead and roll this clip back real quick. Let's listen to what he said right before I started to roll that tape. If Donald Trump did this, would you still support Trump?
Probably not. No, I wouldn't.
Probably not. Okay, hypothetically, if Donald Trump did this, I think that you would still support him.
Why?
And I was right, by the way.
Why?
Why? Because I don't know. You're a hypocrite and you're kind of a cult member.
I'm a cult member.
Tell me I'm
not
wrong.
I'm not a MAGA.
Okay.
I'm a Republican.
Okay, so then you would agree that you would be a cult member if you knew Donald Trump did this and still decided to support him, right?
I would not support him.
I know, but if you did still decide to support him,
Oh.
even if you knew he did this, you would be a cult member, right?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so you at first told us that if you knew Donald Trump did this, you wouldn't support him anymore. Then I was like, no, you're lying. Obviously, you're going to be a spineless hypocrite, just like the rest of MAGA. But then I got you to affirm that if you chose to continue to support him, you would be a member of a cult, okay? So then I proved to you that this is something Donald Trump has done. We got it on tape. We'll go ahead and recap that too.
The pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting.
Right,
I want to make sure.
So he admits to it on tape, okay? Then you listened to that, and then you followed up by saying that you still support Trump. So, sir, in accordance with your own answers to my questions and your own logic, you are a spineless, hypocritical member of a cult. You're going to have to figure out how to unmute that mic. Go ahead and click on your profile picture and click the icon of the microphone. I did invite you to turn it back on, so you should have a big pop-up in the middle of the screen. It looks like you got it figured out.
Yeah,
Take it away.
he could be joking though.
Oh, okay. Well, we know that he wasn't joking because we have the testimony of the teenage girls and the adult women that he did this to. And also, it wasn't framed as a joke. This was a conversation about his pageants. And he even said at the end that he gets away with doing this. And these are things that he have done, not things that he's joking about doing. So, no, he wasn't joking.
Oh, he wasn't. Yeah, because then what about the woman that accused him? Oh, yeah, because, why they accuse him? Because they want money. I mean, come on.
So, like, the women that I'm talking about, such as Victoria, have publicly spoken about this a lot and have made no money off of it.
Yeah, but that's what they're trying to do.
No, Victoria's never tried to make a dime.
He got the 34 felonies.
We're not
He-
talking.
that
We're
got
not talking about
overturned.
his 34 felonies. They didn't
They
get
got
overturned.
overturned.
We're not even. No, they didn't. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the teenage girls that he perved on while they were getting undressed, and that is something he just admitted to. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I just don't think that you're a productive member of society. If I was dictator of America, I would take away your right to vote.
Oh, well, the good thing is that you're probably not going to be a president ever, so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh well, I mean, I don't know.
You're just a
I didn't say
clueless.
president. I said dictator.
You're just a clueless dictator, yeah, but presidents can be dictators, just like Kim Jong-un.
Just like Trump.
Trump's not a dictator.
Irene,
Biden-
thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, as well as Aaron with the $5 and Heidi with the $2. Thank you guys
Biden
so
is,
much
though.
for the love. As well as Catherine, I'd like to thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you so much. Catherine says, love what you do. That's incredibly kind of you. Same for you, John, with the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you so much. Ray with the $7 saying, Dean, thank you for being you. I appreciate you for the love, Ray. And then Tammy with the $5. Thank you guys so much for the love. Now, once again, could you just... Oh, then also, the other disgusted veteran, thank you for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Show some love to the other disgusted veteran down below in the chat right now. They say this old dog has learned a new trick from you guys. No Dim has attacked the VA. No Dim has called me brainwashed, fascist, communist, or a sucker and loser. Both parties are not the same. $1 trillion defense budget robs veterans, retirees, and the poor. Dude, I fucking love you. Shout out to the disgusted veteran. Down below in that chat, literally right now, you are an icon, sir. As well as, I would like to show some love specifically to, let's see here, whoa, what's going on? Sorry, I'm struggling here. Sarah, thank you so much, Sarah, for the $50 over on PayPal as well. Show some love to Sarah down below in that chat, y'all. They say, I would also like to take away his right to vote. Maybe that's something we could all agree on, dude. Thank you so much. Show some love to Sarah down below. Anyways, do you want to go ahead and re-explain how you don't think Donald Trump as perved on naked underage teenage girls, even though he admitted to it on tape?
So just because he admitted doesn't mean he actually did it.
I think that does mean he's done it, yeah.
No, it's called a lie. He's probably lying. Because why would he risk that? Why would he say that?
Wait, wouldn't lying about it also risk it?
No. Because there's no proof.
Wait, the proof would be his admission.
Yeah, but he could be lying, though.
Why would he lie? Why would he lie and make himself look worse?
Because he's probably joking.
Okay, what's the joke?
I don't know. I'm not saying he should be joking about
but
that.
Once again,
but
he said that he literally does this. He says that he literally does. Like imagine, like basically you're just saying that Donald Trump could do whatever he wants to. You know, like that one quote where he's like, I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and people would still support me. That's you. Like he could walk up to you and say to your face that he's raped somebody, and then you'd be like, Donald Trump isn't a rapist. He was joking. It's fucking deplorable. Like, could you like see how that's just like obviously cult behavior?
Oh, and Joe Biden stiffs kids. Please, buddy.
Okay, so your argument is, although, Dean, you asked me the question that if Donald Trump did this, would you still support him? And I said no. And now that you've proven this to me, I'm still supporting him. As long as I say but Joe Biden, I still win the debate. Now, we could talk about Joe Biden as much as you'd like to, but first we just need to finish out the logic of how you told us that you wouldn't support Donald Trump if you know that he's done this. And now you know that he's done this and you still support him.
No, because how do you know? How do you know he's done it?
Yeah, because he admitted to it. You understand that, you understand that an admission like that is enough evidence to like criminally charge somebody?
Then where is he at now? He's still president, right?
Right.
Why has he not been evicted?
Why hasn't he been charged with this?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't think that we actually need the criminal charge when we literally have his own words admitting to it.
Okay, well, he's not criminally charged, so.
If I played you a clip of Joe Biden saying that he likes to sniff little girls' hair, what would you take away from that clip?
I think it would be weird, but it's not illegal, though. Like, he shouldn't go to jail for that. But it'd still be weird, though.
Would you say I'm just going to ignore that. I don't even know what that was. If I played you a clip of Biden saying that, would you then believe that Biden has done that?
I mean, probably not, because
what?
there's no evidence.
So if I have a question, if Donald Trump said tomorrow that he has raped 10 little girls, but there wasn't any direct evidence of this, maybe it was all on Epstein's island and covered up, but he said this at a mic in front of a podium tomorrow, would you still support him the next day because you couldn't find any evidence of his claims?
Yes, I would, because there's no evidence, like I said.
He could go on stage on a podium and speak into a mic and say that he's sexually abused 10 little girls, and you would still support him and not believe it because quote unquote no evidence.
Yeah. I mean, yes, okay, it's weird for him to say that, but still.
Dude, get a goddamn grip, bro. I can't believe that we live in the same reality. Like, bro, like, what are you fucking talking about? You're insane. Do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth right now? You are absolutely a member of a cult. You and people just like you are the bane of my existence and the bane of the existence of the average American. You guys prop up the machine of fascism, prop up the machine of shitty men in power, prop up the machine of doing whatever they want without any accountability. It is your fault that this is the world that we live in. 110%.
Oh,
you are
it's a
an
Democrat,
absolute
buddy.
disgusting buffoon. If I had the ability to take away your right to vote, I would in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even consider it. Nope, absolutely no consideration. I would press the button. You no longer have the civil right or liberty / freedom in order to vote in this country. You're an
you'll never
absolute
be president.
sick, deplorable POS. And I hope you know I mean that. I hope you
And
know I mean that.
Guys, who's dumber, Parker or Dean? I don't know. They're dumb.
Spell dumber.
Dumber.
Holy shit. I'm really proud of you. How many continents are there?
13.
Yeah.
No, I was kidding.
So the guy that thinks that
7,
there's 13 continents is the one that has said all of those things. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. I can't even believe this is real life, everybody. We just all heard that together. That was absolutely outrageous. Completely insane. Let's go and get that next guest up on the live. Thank you for the galaxy. And then also, there's been a handful of people that have supported me over on Cash App. Christopher, Kai, etc. Yeah, all of those payments have gone back to you guys. Cash App is still rejecting them. So I do have my Venmo, my PayPal, though. Then also, Catherine with the $5 over on Venmo saying, love you, Dean. I love you too, Catherine. That is incredibly kind of you. Another Catherine, thank you for the $5 as well. Then also, I'd like to thank Dana, D-A-N-A, for the $30 over on PayPal. Let's get 300 Dana W's down below. 300 Dana W's. Thank you so much for the $30. And then also show some love to Joe and Isabel down below in that chat. They both sent over $10 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Joe and Isabel. You guys are phenomenal. Now, welcome in ICE. Do you support Trump? Yazoo Boo, thank you for the galaxy. All right, this person. Hi, hello, are you there?
I said,
you do?
Yeah, I said I do support Trump. Number one.
Are you also?
You're getting a little excited. Do you not have your vape?
It's an anxiety pin.
You're getting a little too excited.
It's headache. Okay. All right. Yeah, can't make that joke anymore. The conservatives ruined it. Now, listen. Okay. So, do you also support ICE?
You damn Skippy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, you know that we heard 3 days ago that ICE went to an elementary school to arrest a 6-year-old boy and his mother. And while they were arresting the 6-year-old boy and his mother, who were both undocumented immigrants, they lifted up their shirt and brandished a pew-pew to the child, causing him to soil his own pants, in which both the mother and the child were then taken to a detention center. And that child was not offered a change of clothes for multiple hours. Is that something you support? Because from my perspective, that is so incredibly sad. That is incredibly sad. Absolutely horrible.
Allegedly. Everything that you're saying is alleged.
This was a report from law authorities. So if this happened, what would your thoughts be?
If it was true, my thoughts would be the parent should not have brought the kid to a country in which it should not have been, and actually
It should
brought
not.
the kid
Yes.
into a country illegally.
So now we've gone down to calling children things by referring to children as its, and not caring about an adult man, a member of ICE, brandishing a gun to a small child, causing them to soil their pants, and then not offering them a change of clothes. Very sick, just like the last guest. I think that there's something fundamentally wrong with you.
Excuse me, how about you talk about something different that's outside of your little scope that you go on every single day? That's
That was
why you want to
actually- that was
pivot to
actually
the subject.
that was the very first time I brought up that story on my live stream ever.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think about Trump being an advocate for the 1031 exchange and Harris wanting to put a cap on the 1031 exchange?
Are you driving?
Of course. You don't have anything to say because guess what? You don't know about it.
Are you driving?
Absolutely not. You want me to turn on my camera?
He's driving. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Man, these Trump supporters, they're just seriously, these people suck, guys. There's just such a fundamental difference between these people, me, and probably a lot of the viewers of the live stream. I'm finding a way to have these conversations outside of the context of like empathy, because these people don't have empathy, and like to a certain extent, these people just don't have like logical like faculties either. So it's like if they don't have like faculties of feeling empathy, if they don't have faculties of understanding reason or logic, what faculties do they possess that drive them to the conclusions that they hold? And that question is the reason I host these lives, and that's what we're here to explore. Welcome in, make today great. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Why do you support Trump? Because he made today terrible by advocating for the BBB. It passed the Senate. Now it's on the floor of the House. It is expected to be the most expensive bill in American history, adding $4 trillion to our debt, while also wiping 17 million low-income Americans off of Medicaid, 11 million low-income Americans off of food stamps, threatening to shut down hospitals in rural areas. 340 hospitals might shut down because of this bill. Plus, it's expected to increase the average premium of health insurance on the average middle-class American by $26,000 per year. And that's on top of defunding the Pell Grant for 2/3 of recipients, meaning there'll be less of our youth in school, while completely eliminating student aid for graduate students.
Damn. Now you say that, I'm not supporting him anymore. You on my eyes. Thank you.
They probably were a troll, but based nonetheless. Yo! Oh my God! Yo! The disgusted veteran with the $100 super chat over on that YouTube stream. Dude, that is so incredibly kind of you guys. Can we get 1,000 W disgusted veterans down below that chat? They say, I'm calling you out, callers. Enlist in the infantry, army, or Marines. Yeah, telling the Trump supporters to enlist. Yeah, no, do it. Call them out, bro. Please, tell them to enlist, because they're the ones that have gotten us in the position that we are in. Guys, show some love to Veteran down below in the chat. Seriously, thank you so much. As well as Diana, thank you for the $10, and I did read your message there. That is fucking crazy. Thank you so much for the $10, though. As well as Christopher, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo for being awesome. Thank you, Christopher. Then B Nacho with the $10 over on Venmo, saying appreciate you, brother. Thank you, B Nacho. Show some love to Christopher and B Nacho down below. As well as Dardar, welcome into the stream, man. Do you support Trump?
Dean, I just wanted to say something really quick.
Oh, child, gotta kick you. Also, Parker should be joining us here shortly. So while we're waiting on Parker, we're also going to try to get that next guest loaded up for the 10.1 thousand of you guys hanging out with us in here on TikTok. Welcome in. If you want to support me, you can find my V and my PP and the LINK and the BIO. You guys know what I just spelled out. I can't say it out loud or else this live will get restricted. But 100% of those proceeds go right to me, and I'll give you a shout out just like Mr. Joe with the $30 donation over on PP. As I was saying that, Joe, thank you so much for the love, man. You've been watching for months and months and months and months. Can we please get some love to Joe down below in that comment section right the hell now? Thank you so much, Joe. And welcome in, John. Mr. John, are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
So I don't like that. I don't like that terminology. I'll say that much. I may not fit the bill. I kind of wanted to address something you were talking about previously more so than the actual topic, if you don't mind. I will start off with the that first guy yet. With that last.
Okay, I kicked John because he was lagging really badly, and he seemed to not want to debate the topic. So unfortunately,
One
the
second,
show
one
is still
second.
on. And welcome in Parker, everybody. This is Parker. He'll be joining us for the rest of the day. We got the next guest, Mr. Kevin, loading up into the box. Hello, Kevin. Do you support Trump? We're going to give Kevin around 5 seconds here to make an appearance. It doesn't look like Kevin is here, so we are going to have to go to kick him and move on to the next guest. We got Joe the Show loading up in. Everybody, give us a minute to get Joe the Show up in the box. Hello, Joe the Show. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do, sir.
Oh, Jesus, Joe. Why?
He aligned more with my views as far as...
What views? Exploding the debt and the deficit, kicking people off of food stamps and healthcare, regressing our society socially speaking by denying 60 victims of rape access to abortion per day, increasing and inflaming global tensions. What view?
All right, you got me. Sorry.
Wait, don't leave! No! Ah!
Wow.
No. Okay, all right. We need to go a little bit less hard.
There we go. I'm in.
We need to go. we need to go a little less hard on the conservatives today. We need to go a little bit
Dean,
less hard.
that was a bit too much. That was crazy.
Obviously.
I've had some wild guests today, Dean.
Dude, I've been tuning in and out of your stream. I've been seeing them. You have had some freaking wild guests. Let me tell you. Welcome in, J Mar. You Maga, bro?
Well, this is a funny story, and please, I mean, this is a true thing. I sadly, and I do say sadly, voted for Trump 3 times.
But you no longer support Trump today?
Absolutely not.
You know what,
and
bro? Real quick. Good on you for making the turnaround. Voting for him 3 times. 3 times!
That is
and then
outrageous.
making the turnaround. I'm really proud of you. I'm really fucking
Let
proud
me
of
say,
you, bro.
me and my papa listen to you all the time, guys, and he's told me, he's like, you need to listen to what these guys are saying. And he's like 77, actually. And I was like, Papa, you're crazy. I was like, there's no way I could vote against Donald Trump. There's just no way. And I was just like, I'm really about in tears just for going against his word, honestly. But the way that you guys, and Parker too, I listen to him too, the way that you guys come in here and just absolutely drop the fucking hammer on these delusional ass people, it really makes me smile. And I wish to God that I didn't vote for the dude. I mean, it's hard for me to even, I don't even like admitting it anymore. And mostly because of the health care.
Let me tell you, J-Mar, I do these streams for you. You are the reason why I go live every single day for 4 hours. You are the reason.
Just for me. Just for me.
Well, for you and people identical to you. You're the reason why I was out in Aspen speaking on a panel. You're the reason why I post breaking news clips and updates about Donald Trump's policy on all of my social media accounts. You are the reason why I've chosen this is what I want to be my lifelong journey of getting individuals to seek truth. I really appreciate you for coming out, man. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for
it is absolutely. I really have. Thank you for letting me come up here. You guys, how old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 23.
I'm 20.
I am 32, and like the knowledge that you guys have, just right off the top of your head, is insane. And it blows my mind. Like, I would listen to you guys. Don't get mad at me for this, but I would listen to you guys at times, and I'd be like, these dudes are fucking crazy. And the more that I listened to you guys, I was just like, no, these guys. I don't think I've heard of one Republican that has come up here and gave a serious, without the mute button or anything, a serious fucking claim.
Well, hey, man. It means the world, as I
ain't trying to flat. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? But that's just awesome, guys. You don't ever fucking quit. And for people saying, oh, you'll never be president or anything like that, dude, you never know. I mean, you're smarter than half the people in Congress, that's for sure.
Maybe one day, bro. Well,
and Parker down there below, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Yeah,
I appreciate you so much.
We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest, but J-Mar, man, I'm not gonna forget about you. I'm not gonna forget about this conversation. you coming up here today and sharing what you did means a
It's
whole lot.
hard. It is hard to come up here and do that because I thought you guys were going to just rip off on me, but I was like, hey, let me explain. But thank you guys so much for giving me the platform there. And,
Absolutely.
Of course.
guys, thanks for the gifts. You didn't have to do that. But Parker, Dean, you all have a great day, guys. I mean that.
Have a great night. Have a
You
great
as
night.
well, Jamar. You as well, bro. All right. Well, we're gonna go on and move on to the next Trump supporter. And honestly, I now have, I now have all the motivation I need to keep it going for another 3 hours here. I mean, truly, for everybody watching, that man, he and people just like him are seriously the reason why I do what I do. 110% every day. They are the reason. Now, let's try to get that next guest up in here. Also, Lori, I appreciate you for the $5 over on CA. However, it was rejected, returned to you because they're still rejecting all incoming donations. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Christopher?
I used to.
Oh, based. Well, I'm happy to hear that you made the switch very similar to Jamar. I am going to go and remove you, bro, but the same thing that I said to Jamar, man, is I think that you are awesome. I really hope that you don't take me very quickly removing you there as like a sign of disrespect.
Or disdain.
Like, I seriously do think it is, like, incredibly admirable for you to change your mind, and I think that you're awesome. So, I mean, guys, show some love down below in that chat while we get that next guest up here. Catherine, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, saying thank you for putting the ignorant, dumb people in their places. Love your content and your drive to make your country better and more educated. I appreciate you for the $5, Catherine. As well as Marissa with the 10, saying for that wholesome guy, be proud of what you're doing because it is important. Marissa, thank you so much. Show some love to Catherine and Marissa down below in that chat while we're getting the next Trump supporter up here. Then also, Alexandria, thank you so much for the $30 over on PayPal. If we could please get 300 Alexandria W's down below in that chat while we are loading the next guest up, that'd be awesome. As well as Mr. Joe, the man, the myth, the legend, with the $70 donation over on PayPal. Dude! Joe says, sorry, I've been gone for ages. I've not been very well. Well, Joe, you are back now. I hope that you're doing well. The man, the myth, the legend. I want to see at least 500 Joe W's down below in that comment section right now while we're getting on to this next conversation. W fucking Joe down below. Welcome up, Mist FX. Do you support Trump?
What's up, Dane? How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal. Are you from the UK?
I am, yes, but I've got family members.
Unfortunately. Go ahead.
I just want to say today, there's been a lot of bans going around. I got banned on my third account like twice, and on this account as well, and I got this one back.
Okay, I probably need to be a little bit more picky and choosy with my language then, so we're not risking that ban. We need to be very mindful of that, everybody. Hello, Mark. Do you support Trump? And then Mark said goodbye. So if you happen to be one of the 11,000 people hanging out with us in here today, everybody, make sure that you are double tapping on that phone screen, sharing out that live with a handful of friends while we are getting this next guest loaded into the live. We got Luke Giovanni loading up. Hopefully Luke is going to be MAGA. Hello, Luke. Do you support Trump? Okay, at this point, honestly, we're going to go ahead and kind of leave the queue alone and start pulling from that chat. So if you happen to be an American adult that would like to come up and debate, go ahead and drop a MAGA with your name down below. We'll get you pulled up here. We'll have a good faith debate and conversation. Allison, that $4 over on CA was rejected. They're still not allowing any donations over there. Honestly, I'm just going to go and remove it from the link tree. Let's just go ahead and do that.
Well, this is a nasty live. We hate this live. It's so disgusting. We love this. We love that. We don't like this live, though. We love.
That's actually a really solid Trump impression. Good job.
I was about to say the same thing.
That's very solid. Very, very good, man. Very, very good job. Very good job. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. We got Richie loading in. Here we go, everybody. We should be on our way to that next conversation. Yeah, that was a great Trump. Yeah, that was great. All right, welcome in, Richie. Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump? Okay, and it's that. TikTok, please don't take us down. We automatically remove them for violating your terms of service. And as per the terms of service, I as the operator of the stream, have an obligation to quickly and expeditedly remove individuals in which may violate or infract upon the TOS. So welcome in. Hello, Talair, do you support Trump?
Did you get the new update?
What's that?
Did you get the new update in your system, bro?
Of what?
In your brain, bro, like the new update.
What the hell is this guy talking
you got
about?
the new Chat GPT.
Oh, yes.
response.
Yes.
So,
No, I got the new updated the Neuralink device I've installed to give me auto answers to anything. Hello, Thunk. What a silly name, Thunk. Do you support Trump? And Thunk's not here. Honestly, do you want to help me try to get our next Trump supporter up here? And if so, that would be fantastic. Really just looking for anybody to come up here and debate. Now, I will go ahead and put this PSA out. The Trump supporters are very scared today, everybody. Maria,
Terrified,
thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Say very mindful, very Demir Maria. Thank you so much for that love. Hello and welcome in, Just Welding. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, yes.
And
What's up?
What's that?
Why so?
Just because he's kept all of his promises that he's made.
No, he hasn't.
Really? Did he repeal and replace the ACA? Did he build the wall? Did he drain the swamp?
Well, I mean, let's even be more specific than that. He promised to slash prices so fast on day one our heads would spin. We saw inflation for another 3 months following that. Same thing with his promise to end the war in Russia and Ukraine in the first 24 hours in office. It's still ongoing and only gotten worse in the last 160 days. So when you said that he's kept all the promises he made, that was an unequivocal, bold-faced lie. If you could acknowledge that that was incredulously wrong, that would be great. And once you do acknowledge how wrong you were, we can move forward.
Well, I mean, I guess, the stuff that you picked there, I guess, yeah, he didn't keep those promises, but...
And your claim was what? Your claim was that he's kept every promise he's made.
Well, yeah, I mean, not all of them. I mean, it's Trump, come on. But,
Right,
I mean,
so then your claim was
single one.
incredibly wrong.
Gulf of Mexico to America of Mexico.
Hey, man.
America of Mexico?
America of Mexico? Are we sure that's what it's called? It's called Gulf of America. Do you think I should respect? Do you think I should respect that new name?
I mean, you have the right to do whatever you want.
But should I respect that new name?
I don't, but I mean.
You do? You respect the new name? You respect the Gulf's
No,
name?
I don't respect the new name, but
Oh, so you don't respect the one promise that he kept?
Yeah. Did he even make that as a promise though?
I mean, you're the one that claimed he did, so I don't know. Ask yourself, man.
I don't got a Neuralink device in my head, so.
All right. Well, let's go back to the basics, man. Why the hell do you support this this tragic president? Let me go ahead and tell you something that he's doing today. As we speak, the House of Representatives is voting on the big, beautiful bill. Now, this is something that is endorsed by Trump. In fact, it's called Trump's Big, Beautiful Bill. With everything that we know right now, it's expected to eliminate healthcare for 17 million Americans. And then those middle-class Americans that still have healthcare, it's expected to raise their premiums by $26,000 per year. It's also expected to risk the food benefits, such as food stamps or SNAP, for 11 million Americans, as well as make it incredibly harder for homeless youth, veterans, or so on to get those benefits in the first place, as well as it's expected to dramatically increase the cost of energy in this country by wiping out 72% of the production of renewable forms of energy. And on top of that, it's also the largest redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich in history. The top 1% is expected to benefit via hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax cuts per year. And it's also the most expensive bill in American history, coming to a total of $4 trillion in the next 10 years.
You just started the live. Why does it do that?
I don't know. So what's your thoughts here, man?
I guess I messed up. Trump seems like an idiot.
All right. Okay.
Is that all,
that.
dude?
That's good.
I was never a Trump supporter. I hate Trump.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess I got
rid of the
explain
satisfaction just like that.
Yeah, I got to explain it nonetheless. Yo, Jeff, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat.
I love you, Dean. I love you.
Well, that's very kind of you, Jack. You're gonna grow up to be a fine gentleman. That's right, Jack. We're gonna move on to the next guest. We got Koopa loading in, and once again, Jeff, thank you for the love over on YouTube Super Chat. Once again, incredibly kind. While we're loading the next guest up, I do want to thank a handful of people here. Sasha, thank you for the $5. Have an echo over on PayPal, as well as a Melee with a $3. We're really struggling to find a Trump supporter here. I would really appreciate it if we could keep the queue to just Trump supporters. That would be sweet. And then also Joe, dude, Joe coming at us with another $60 donation, bro. King Joe's in the house today. Can we please show some love to Mr. Joe down below in the comment section for another $60 donation over on PayPal? Joe, thank you so much for supporting me. That support allows me to continue to do what I do with the live streams, the videos, the traveling, keeping the studio running every single day for multiple hours, man. It means the world. Thank you, Joe. Now, welcome in, Kay. Are you MAGA?
I have been here since the guy that was talking about the clip that you pulled up.
Yes. Are you MAGA, Kay?
I do not support Trump.
Okay. Unfortunately, Kay, for that reason, I am going to go ahead and remove you. So it looks like we need to go over the rules, even though I've repeated them about 1 billion times, and I do in between every new guest. If you're not an American adult that supports Trump, if you find your way onto the stream at this point, I'm going to ban you. Okay, he was actually just up here. Oops, so at this point, I'm going to ban you. I'm going to ban you if you're breaking the rules. I mean, I hate to do that. But at this point, it's just necessary. You know, like we've had so many people come up here today and break the rules. We need to be able to follow the rules in order for this stream to be productive. Welcome in, Sam Jones. Are you MAGA?
Yes. I want to get your opinion on two things. Is that okay?
You are 13 years old, so I got to go to kick you. In fact, mods banned them because they violated the rules that I was talking about as they joined and before they spoke. So mods banned them. They'll be the first example.
Who gives a fuck?
Evan, hello. Do you support Trump? TikTok, in accordance with your TOS, we booted them off of the live stream with great speed because we want to uphold and honor your TOS on live today. So we removed them very, very quickly for their violation / infraction of the TikTok TOS, in which we hold to a very high value in this space. Welcome in, Big Bane. You were on Parker's stream earlier. This is the guy that you were debating about the Confederate statues. Is there any further continued conversation that you want to have, Big Bane?
I mean, no.
No, okay.
I mean, well, not about that topic. I mean,
yeah, that was pretty crazy, though. I mean, you were like honoring, like you were saying that we should still have Confederate statues in America. That's probably one of the craziest things I've heard.
How so?
Yeah, because I mean, it's like honoring and displaying, I mean, slave owners and very terrible people in a more commemorative light, as if they were a notable figure of history that should be commemorated via, you know, idolation.
So
I don't think that's that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, he also said that like
do you think
that Nazis specifically like should be kept up and commemorated on statues specifically, right, by people in Germany.
Yeah, what's your argument for that? Why do you think that we should keep up those statues? Because like my counter argument is simple: they're very bad people that did bad things. They shouldn't be commemorated in such like a light of idolatry. We should absolutely take those statues down. There's other ways to remember our history besides idolizing really bad people.
No, I totally agree with you, but the only thing I'm saying is that in that war, it was not only slave owners that were fighting. I don't know if you can agree with that or not.
I mean, yeah, because only around 15% of people in the American South had owned slaves because they were rather expensive, but everybody that didn't own a slave wanted to own a slave, and slaves were kind of looked at like cars in modern day America, just simply a means to further the production of goods and to build and scale your own wealth. But everybody that fought in that war, slave owner or not, fought for the right to own slaves.
That's not true either.
That is true.
Yes,
I've read letters from soldiers. No, it's not true. I've read letters.
You don't think the
from
Confederates were
soldiers.
fighting for the right for people to own slaves? You don't think that's what the Confederates were fighting for?
I think it might be like, you know what I mean, what the leaders were fighting for, but not the soldiers, bro. I've read how they wrote. They thought somebody was invading their land.
Under what commands did the soldiers fight under?
Yeah, literally.
The command of the leaders.
I don't know.
So the foot soldiers would fight under the command of their generals. The generals are the leaders. So thereby, the soldiers fought for
you could say that for every war ever.
You're right.
So like my grandpa,
so
right?
I just want to clarify, like now that you know this, like this is obviously a really good reason to take down the statues, right?
No.
Okay. So why should we keep them up?
because it's part of history. That's the whole argument I was making.
Well, there's other ways to remember history without idolizing maniacs. Like I think it's better if like Confederate memorabilia is like left in museums or books, not statues of like idolatry. And then I mean, even those statues, I wouldn't have an issue if they're uprooted and like put in a history museum. But I mean, just to leave them, you know, in very public places where individuals can idolize them and commemorate them as a positive figure in history, I believe is incredibly wrong. I mean, can't you agree that there's other ways to remember history apart from that?
So you know that where that guy Robert E. Lee used to live on his plantation, they built that tomb of the quiet soldier. Would you say that's wrong because they built it on his house?
Well, the Tomb of the Quiet Soldier doesn't commemorate or idolize Robert E. Lee, so no.
Yeah, but then why'd they build it on his house?
I don't know, but my two reasons why I think that we should take down those statues is because of the commemoration and idolization of these maniacs.
Literally. Like,
Yeah, but I think it's just statues.
Wait.
Part of
Are you
history.
okay?
It's
Are
like
you
just
okay?
anything
Wait,
else.
I have a question. I'll be specific with this. Are you okay with in Germany them keeping up statues of Hitler
Oh
that
my
commemorated Hitler?
Bro, I don't care about Germany. I don't live in Germany. I
Can
live
you
in the
answer that
United
question
States
though?
of
Are you
America. So
okay?
let's talk-
Are you okay with that though? Is that acceptable?
Bro, I don't give a shit about Germany because
Is
I
it
live in
acceptable
America.
Wait, you live in America.
To acceptable?
Wait. So then you shouldn't give a shit about the Confederate statues because you live in America.
W point, Dean.
Yeah, then you shouldn't care about the Confederate statues. No, it's actually not. No, no. The Confederacy was never a part of American history. What was a part of American history was fighting and defeating the Confederacy, not the Confederacy in of itself. If you know your history, well, then you would very well know that the Confederacy was a secession from America. Confederate history is not American history.
And if they won, what would happen?
They didn't win.
Who would they be? Would they be America or no?
If my
But
if my grandma had two wheels instead of two legs, she'd be a bicycle.
If Nazi Germany controlled the whole world, like that's like what you're saying essentially.
Bro, why are you so obsessed with Nazi Germany, bro?
Are you gonna, dude? Give a
Like,
rebuttal.
genuinely.
Okay, I just gave you like 3 great arguments. You haven't responded to a single one. Respond to them. I'm just gonna move on.
Okay, so you said because it's like a secession from United States,
Yeah,
right?
it wasn't a part. Confederate history is not American history.
Then Native Americans aren't part of American history either.
So, like, the genocide of
Right?
Native Americans is absolutely a part of American history because it happened in America.
Then
That is what America was built
Oh my
on.
god! So the freaking Civil War happened in America, bro.
So fighting the
Why are you
Confederates.
obsessed with the
Wait.
Confederacy?
As I already pointed out, fighting the Confederates was a part of the of American history, but like the Confederacy in of itself was not. The Confederacy was a secession away from America and thereby its history.
Okay, so then Native Americans living here.
Why should we consider them a part of our history when they didn't consider themselves a part of this country?
They did consider them. That's why they're trying to fight to win.
Wait, you just said that they consider themselves a part of America. You are just historically illiterate.
Bro, okay, then what were they fighting for?
We could move on to what like the articles of the Confederacy were and what they stood for insofar as
Yeah.
why they seceded. After you can acknowledge that they didn't consider themselves a part of this country, so why should we consider them a part of this country's history?
Because it's a part of the history.
Why?
Like I don't.
Why? Tell
That's
me,
the best way I
tell
can
me why
explain
the
it. It
Confederacy
happened
in of itself is a part of this
Okay.
country's history.
because it happened in this country in the time span of this country. For how long it's existed?
According to them, it didn't happen in this country. Right? Now, like, once again, fighting the Confederacy, okay, and the acknowledgement of the build of the Confederacy was a part of this country's history, right? But idolizing, like, the Confederate leaders, Robert E. Lee, all of them, they did not consider themselves American. They did not consider themselves under the jurisdiction and command of the federal government and the Constitution. They rejected our federal government. They rejected our Constitution. They rejected our circuit courts. They rejected our country. And they rejected our country to such a significant extent that they wanted to defeat this country and destroy this country because they wanted the rights to own people's property for life. And I don't think that those people deserve any commemoration in modern day America, right? And if your counter argument is, well, we don't want to forget history, we don't want to forget about the Confederacy so history doesn't repeat itself, I agree. And there's ways to remember the Confederacy, to explore the history of the Confederacy, and I believe that those ways are best left to the history books or the museums, not the public idolation of the Confederate leaders via statues in public places in America today.
Okay, then I'll actually concede to you, bro. If you agree that we should keep that history because it's part of American history, you agree? Like statues to me isn't a big deal. I just think that like if you forget about history, then you forget about everything. You know what I mean?
I mean, I literally just argued that it wasn't technically a part of American history, and I just said that we could remember history in like museums and books, not in public statues of idolation.
Okay, bro. No matter what you say, like us fighting Vietnam is part of American history because it's like it's America's doing it. I don't care what you say. Confederate fighting here, that's like, but you need to remember history. It's history.
All right, man. You're just too dense to be able to track like the most simple logic of mankind. So we're gonna go to move on.